John Madden, Orizaba, Mexico. I've been here 6 weeks. I love this town and I love this spot. At this point, I've got about 6 or 8 or 10 power spots, places I come for inspiration and to shoot videos, and this is one of them. It's got a fountain. Mountain streams were my inspiration for my first year of running the back roads of Appalachia. I've been on the road for 4 years. I got the sound of birds. It's terrific bird habitat here. The Orizaba River is down there. And the cable cars. And the cable cars in the magical Pueblo. I use that backdrop to talk about spirituality. Mature and immature spirituality. Yeah, I dare to claim that I know more than most people about what makes mature spirituality, and it's not rules. No, rules suck. That includes the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt, in all circumstances, everywhere, always do this, or shalt not do this. No. That's making yourself a child at the foot of a divine father, which I think is a whole immature, obviously, just on the face of it, an immature reference. To me, Aldous Huxley nailed it back in the 1900s somewhere when he wrote the book, The Perennial Philosophy, that the great religions are all based on oneness, on knowing that somehow everything is connected. And I think that's, if you really read the teachings of Jesus accurately, I think, according to me, which do you want? $60 Bible according to Donald Trump, or 3 minutes by John? Or listen to yourself. So if I'm making sense to you, keep listening. No, not rules. You gotta go. Brene Brown, I call the wise woman for our time, not having studied her very well, but I listened to a weekend workshop on tape that really knocked me out and said, this girl's got it. And one of her ideas is the dialectic between open heart and solid boundaries. Open heart was a no-brainer for me. I had for years been saying all I really want to do is open my heart, but I didn't get it yet that everything was dialectics. You can't say this one principle is going to do it. It's always got to be in balance with some complementary or even apparently competing principle, like solid boundaries. And her social science research, she's I think a PhD in social sciences, found that the quality that most correlated with emotional health and happiness was open-heartedness. But that the other one that most correlates with that is something they name solid boundaries, the ability to say no. It's logical to me on one level. If you know that you can protect your boundaries, then you're free to open your heart. You know that you can protect yourself if something goes screwy. So as long as you're getting yeses, you keep going with yes, and then when you get a no, hey, there's something weird about this person or whatever, then you do your boundary setting. So I see all of them that way, and that one dialectic right there has driven a lot of my life and inner process over 4 years. And I had a great example of it this morning. I've been in Orizaba for 6 weeks. I love this town. I haven't made deep friends here in Veracruz, 2 hours east of here, down out of the mountains by the shore. For whatever reason, in my 2 months there, I made friends that felt deeper, more connection, more exchange, more possibility for future stuff than I have in 6 weeks here. So my current plan is that Veracruz will be one of my 2 bases in Mexico, probably half the year. Gives me access to come back up here, and some other places that I've been before that I want to go back to. So I've been debating how soon do I leave this town, and I've been broke. It's the story of my life because I'm still operating on a Social Security check, even though I have ideas about how to make more money. But those ideas require being planted someplace longer term, not traveling all the time. So I've been broke, And a month ago, when at the end of the month I was out of money, this, you can't see it from this angle, the cable cars go up the side of Mount Borrego, Cerro del Borrego, to the top of that mountain. At the foot of that mountain, which you can't see from here, is a gorgeous park, Alameda. Gorgeous park, huge, vibrant, and I've been parked alongside it. Mostly broken down because there's something going wrong with my electrical system, and when it sits for 2 hours, it won't start. There are a whole bunch of tiendas, little wooden houses with shops, food and drink shops in there, maybe 10 of them or more. And one of them, my favorite one that I keep going back to, is operated by Jorge and Mari. I think they're a couple. And I keep running into him all through town. There's definitely karma between us because he pops up everywhere I go in this central area of Orizaba. And last month when I was out of money, they floated me one meal. They make great pambazos. That's the sandwich that is Orizaba's trademark. And I paid it back when I got my check. So they did it again this month. And I'm owing them 120 pesos for a couple of big sandwiches and a drink. And I told them I'm not getting my check for a few more days, but people have been advancing me money. And I told them I think that I would pay it back on Tuesday. This is Saturday. And I got the check and it got gobbled up and I still haven't had the money for them. Then I got another MoneyGram cash last night, mostly used up right away. But I had 120 pesos in my pocket that I was planning to use to go to a cafe where I can charge my phones and have a Wi-Fi. Real workspace for me because I've got all these videos, always every day, more than I can ever get loaded to YouTube. So I was going to use that 120 pesos. It would be just enough to get a bite to eat and a drink in one of my favorite cafes. And I was sitting having a smoke in the park there, pondering my day. And oh yeah. I want to cash a third MoneyGram this morning. But my phones were both dying and I needed the information out of this phone before the phone would die. I needed to get it transcribed so I could give the agent at the OXXO station the information they needed to process my MoneyGram. And I was almost done. I had 2% battery, it had dropped to 1%. I'm transcribing all this information and some bitch comes up saying, "Senor, gringo." Well, I knew it was Mari because she and Jorge both affectionately call me gringo. But even though I knew it was her, I was going, no, please, I got to get this. And I tried to do it in Spanish because she only speaks Spanish. But I have to do this, stop. No, I can't talk to you right now. And my phone went dead. And I had not gotten all the information. I said, okay, release that. And she said, we really need that 120 pesos. We can't buy meat today. We needed to put in our meat order for the pambazos. And I stonewalled her and said, I just don't have it because I wasn't going to give up that 120 pesos because my plan for my morning needed that. And I was going to pay her later once I get the... She was sad. She needed that money. And then we just chatted. And once the pressure was off, I went, this is a situation not for solid boundaries, but for opening your heart. Give her the damn money. You have exactly 120 pesos plus maybe 5 pesos to get into the public bathroom. Do it. Give it to her. And it felt so good. And she was happy. And I was content and happy. And I went, well, I got 5 pesos. And I can go to the municipal building right here. And this is the place where it does not have a Wi-Fi. You might think, I think some of the offices do. But nothing I can access. But I could charge my phones, and I've got both of them charged up almost to 100% after being here almost a couple hours. And I'm content. I knew I did what was right, not because some guru told me, not because Jesus told me. It's not what would Jesus do, it's what would I do if I'm clear, if I listen to the part of me that's connected with everything. I don't have a separate God, but I'm plugged in big time. I am part of spirit or life or God or whatever. And God has said to me shit like, punch that guy, kill that dog. Yeah, God, and each time I come away going, holy shit, I will do whatever the fuck God tells me to do. This is going to be a wild ride. And in this case, what God told me to do was give her your money. Give her your money. You can charge the phone. You can get the MoneyGram. It just won't be on your timeline, but she's like desperate for that money. Give her the money. Yeah. I feel complete. I'll go back to listening to the fountain, watching the cable cars, and the worker. I've been told severely not to smoke out here, but I know that staff smoke. They smoke just outside the door there. I've seen butts right next to the door. So I'll take the risk of getting disciplined. I'm gonna have one more cigarette and then go back, and I can't upload this video here, but I will go. I still haven't gotten that last piece of information written down, but I've got big charge on both phones. I'll go get the MoneyGram with a little luck. That's not guaranteed either. One place or another, I'll get the MoneyGram, and I'll get a cheap hooker. No, it's not in my budget. It's not my. Theoretically, yeah, but no, it's not in my budget. I know it's not in the Ten Commandments, but my God would say, you've been told they're inexpensive and safe, and yeah, they're faking it, but you are so fucking horny. Do it. Do it. It'd be good for you. My God says shit like that. All right? You have your God. We've all got our own separate gods. Even if we're in the same church, even if we're in the same pew, we've got a different God in our heads. Different notion of what spirit is. Okay. All right.